You might be having a perfectly normal day, making coffee, driving to work, and then suddenly, like a single sound or image sends your body into full-blown panic mode. Your heart pounds, your hands shake, and you feel like the betrayal is happening all over again right now.
These are triggers. They're not just bad memories, they are actually physiological events happening in your body. And today we are breaking down the 5 most common betrayal triggers that we see in our practice where we work with couples who are overcoming betrayal. We're going to talk about why they hijack your nervous system, and most importantly, the action plan you need to manage them so they stop ruining your day. And at the end, I'm going to talk about what the most common reaction to triggers is and why it never helps. So please stick around for that. So one of the most common triggers can actually be a cell phone, or what we call tech anxiety sometimes. That sound of a text notification, or just seeing that phone turn face down on the table, or noticing or wondering about a changed password. And there's some neuroscience behind this, because in many cases of betrayal, the phone was kind of the weapon of betrayal. It's where the secrets lived. It's where the communication happened. It's where things were said, maybe even about you. And your amygdala, part of your brain that watches for alarms, has tagged the phone as a predator or a threat. So it sees it as that's the thing I got to watch. So to give you a little bit of action plan around this, and ideally your partner, betraying partner, is listening to this as well with you. One of the great things that they can offer you is complete transparency. The betraying partner must voluntarily offer access to the phone. Here's my phone. You can look at it whenever you want. So that, and we talked about this in our last video, the radical transparency gives just permission. Like, I'm moving myself now into a place where I want no hiding.
Yes.
No hiding.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the betrayed partner also needs to practice something here, which is checking with permission. So you want to move out of being a detective to okay, I'm going to check once in a while with permission. And the permission is not to give them time to fix or to hide stuff. Like, may I look at your phone? And then, yes, you can look at my phone. But you also, by changing how you approach the thing, the phone in this case, you're retraining your brain that the phone is safe now. And I think that's important too. So it's not just that they're offering radical transparency, but you're beginning to change your relationship to this thing that represents a major trigger for you.
Yeah. And it might also be helpful even to change the notification sound. Yeah. Like if the old ding signals danger, pick a new sound.
Yeah.
Right? That signals a new chapter.
I like that.
It may be also helpful to think about how you carry your phone. Like
for the betraying side now. Betraying partner.
For the betraying partner, yes. But leave it laying on a counter instead of always in a pocket.
Yeah.
Or charge it outside your bedroom, or don't take it in the bathroom, or things like that, which just signal here it is. Yeah. They may not go through it every time it's down, but it's just the signal that I'm not hiding it, I'm not keeping it from you, it's just there.
Yes.
It's an inanimate object. Yeah. It's no longer a threat.
And it can be little things like this that you may not have thought of, that just making these little changes that demonstrate transparency or a shift in how you're operating can send so many signals to help calm down the nervous system when there are these triggers that are active after betrayal.
Yeah. So a second one, another trigger is unexplained time.
Yeah.
So, if your spouse is 10 minutes late from work, or they went to the grocery store and took 20 minutes longer than expected, this can be a trigger because you don't know where they were, and this is what happened last time, perhaps. So this is a trigger. So the neuroscience behind that is gaps in time equal danger to a traumatized brain. The brain fills the void with the worst case scenario because it's trying to prepare for another impact.
Yeah.
Ambiguous situations, they're just triggering.
They are.
So in these, a way to combat this, or something to use or do, is proactive communication. If you're the unfaithful partner, the betraying partner, you must call before you're late. I hit traffic. I'll be there at 5:15. Oh, I ran into so-and-so at the grocery store and we chatted for 5 minutes. I'm going to be 5 minutes later than we expected. Don't wait for them to call you in a panic.
Yeah, send the reassurance signal.
Yeah.
Let them know that stuff has changed. Ambiguity itself is a trigger. like just ambiguity. It
Yeah.
could be in any context.
Yeah.
Can become a trigger.
Do you think it's because when we don't know the truth,
Yeah.
we tell ourselves a story?
Yeah. Yeah. So again, like last time we talked about, or the first video in this series, we talked about the smoke alarm going off too much, right? If you're somewhere in your house and the smoke alarm doesn't go off, you're like, oh no, or it does go off. You kind of, oh no, and you don't know what's happening. You immediately try to figure out what's happening.
Yes.
So in like post betrayal, the alarm goes off and you will try to figure out what's happening. So if you're 15 minutes late, it's not clear why you're late. The alarm goes off. I'm going to start telling myself a story or try to explain, try to resolve the uncertainty so I can make myself safe. And if I don't have that information, I'll fill in the blanks.
Yes. Yes.
And because I'm activated and this trauma is recent, I'm going to catastrophize almost for sure.
Right. The worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's how working with this trigger by reducing ambiguity is like so helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, another trigger that's super common, Verlynda, that I've seen over and over in sessions is just media stuff. So it could be like a TV, a movie, ads in malls, billboards on the side of the road. So you could be like watching a show together. Suddenly there's like an infidelity part to the storyline, or somebody's flirting with somebody who's married, or maybe you're triggered by like a large advertisement.
Is this triggering for the betrayer or the betrayed?
Betrayed spouse.
The betrayed. Okay.
Yeah. And so you see that image, or you just walk past an attractive person and your brain goes, I wonder if that's what the affair partner was like. Could be something like that, right?
Yeah.
Now, these are called sensory triggers. So these bypass logic in a way because your husband doesn't have access to the person that is in the ad. They don't have access to that actress, or vice versa if the genders change, okay? But it still absolutely slams the emotional center of your brain.
Yeah.
You could get a large freeze response. You could get a fight-flight response. You could have nausea come up right away. Like there's a lot that can happen in your body because you've had this trigger. And I just want you to know, first of all, like you have permission to leave the room or turn the show off or take a break from that mall, whatever you need to do. If you're in a store, you can go sit in the car for a bit. You don't have to tough it out. And it may be that for you guys, especially if media is like around a lot, you might consider like beginning to review TV shows and movies ahead of time before watching them, just to see what's in them, get a little bit of an idea of what might be there that could be triggering. You may also agree that both of you like to revise boundaries around things like what is suitable for watching on TV. You might ask your betraying partner to adhere to boundaries while out and about, like especially around things like ogling or just people watching, even if it's not ogling. Like a wandering eye is always going to be a threat. Always going to be a threat. Always going to be triggering for you because it's just that reminder of they're looking for alternatives.
Yeah.
They're looking for alternatives. And I've usually worked on the other side of this with guys who struggle with that issue, who have that problem. And like, that would be a great topic for them to deal with in therapy if they're willing, because a lot of it just gets written off as, oh, it's a guy thing. And I'm getting a little bit rabbit trailed here, but I just want to take a moment on this particular topic. Like there's always reasons why behaviors occur in humans.
Yes.
And if this is a thing that's happening almost subconsciously for you, there is a way to bring that into your consciousness and to train your eyes and yourself so that when you're out, you're not triggering your spouse. So I just want to put a little pitch in there for that.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't roll your eyes if you're the betraying spouse or say like it's just a movie, it's just a TV show. Instead, like acknowledge that this has happened. Wow, maybe I didn't see that coming, but I can imagine that was very hard for you to watch. I'm so sorry. And I can understand how that would have been triggering for you. And just looking your spouse in the eyes and like telling them that can be super helpful.
Yeah.
We use AVR quite a bit in this part of our work. Acknowledge, validate, reassure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good things to do that help with these kind of media triggers because they just come out, they get you out of the blue. These ones really tend to ambush people. I find they surprise them for sure.
I had one of these and it was nothing to do with betrayal, but my dad had had a stroke and we had all been in the hospital room. And then it was this little kid's show, but grandpa was in the hospital or something and then he died. And the next scene was the empty hospital bed.
Yeah.
And that was like so overwhelming.
Yes.
In the moment.
Unexpected, just ambushed you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see how that would have been Shocking.
And you just kind of held me and let me cry rather than like, oh, it's just a movie. It's not your dad. All these kind of things, right? Which made, so yes, different than betrayal, but the same acknowledgement and validation and
Yeah.
So triggers, they're personal, right? They're so personal. And I'm curious, is there a specific sound or a song or a place that instantly triggers you? Are you willing to share it in the comments? Like if you feel safe doing so, it really helps others realize how valid their own triggers are. So trigger number 4 we want to talk about is intimacy and touch.
Okay.
This is a big one, like being touched unexpectedly or trying to be intimate and suddenly, feeling disgusted or unsafe or numb. And your brain is doing this to protect you, right? Physical intimacy requires vulnerability.
Yeah.
And if your safety system is broken, I'm not sure that I like that word.
If your safety system is like on high alert.
On high alert, yeah. Then your body's going to reject vulnerability to protect you. Like it's a defense mechanism. It's not a rejection of love. It's just trying to protect you. So I'd encourage you maybe to take sex off the table for a while if needed. Focus on focus on non-sexual touch, like holding hands.
That's still nonverbal, but.
Yeah, you didn't get the hint. Hugging, but always where the betrayed partner has total control to say stop or go. Like rebuild the safety of touch before expecting sexual connection.
Yeah. And that whole idea around control that can be a little bit of a scary word for people, but it's restoring choices because
Yes.
the betrayal happened because a choice was made to do things without giving the other partner input onto that choice.
Yeah.
And now, of course, in intimate, vulnerable situations, it's super important that they have tons of choice again.
Yes.
That can help rebuild that trust.
Yeah.
That's a great way for you guys to collaborate on a trigger like this. Yeah, so trigger number 5, changes in routine. So if your spouse suddenly dresses differently, or if they suddenly start working out or changing their grooming habits. And this can even kind of happen because if they've been in a rough place and maybe they start going to therapy and they start realizing I have to take care of myself better. And it's like all that good stuff they're doing to be healthy can feel like a bit of a threat, right?
Why would it feel like a threat?
It can begin to feel like a threat. And I think this happens more in situations where you make sense of something. And what you make sense of is, oh, my spouse was doing more self-care back then because they were preparing for meeting up with their affair partner. Right? So the self-care they do now can be triggering of that. Your brain recognizes a pattern and it sends out the alarm because they were grooming themselves for someone else.
Right. So then your brain starts telling yourself they're doing it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Valid trigger, valid alarm system. There's a reason why your body is sensitive, is noticing, and is like, hey, red flag. So what can be helpful is like if you're on the betraying side is to verbalize the change. Explain why you're doing it. I'm working out because I want to be healthy for us. Again, acknowledge, validate. It makes sense that this would be triggering for you. But again, this is kind of that transparency thing. You're beginning to narrate your life so that their brain doesn't have to make up a story.
Yeah.
This is ambiguous again, right? They're not clear on why you're making a change.
Yeah.
So when you can tell them that, you're helping to get out in front of that trigger and just begin to prepare them.
Yes. Because when they have facts, they don't have to tell themselves the story or make up a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when that storytelling is coming out of a high alarm situation because of the betrayal.
Yeah. So we want to kind of give you an action plan here, which we call the 3 C's. So when a trigger hits, you can use these 3 C's. One is call out. Call it out. Not call out as in like blame, but call it out, like name it. I'm triggered right now.
Yeah.
Don't feel you need to hide it. Just say it as it is. Make the covert overt. Second C is calm the body. So use the box breathing we've talked about in a few videos that we've made. The grounding techniques, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, things like that.
Diaphragmatic breathing.
Yeah, the deep breathing. So we can calm the body and that just lowers the adrenaline. So I call it out, I name it, I can calm my body. And then if it's safe, we can connect.
Yeah.
So the unfaithful or the betraying partner needs to move toward the trigger, not away. And this can be uncomfortable because sometimes triggers look really big
Yeah.
and really scary, even like emotionally scary.
Yeah.
But if you can move towards rather than away and make that connection, like I see you're struggling, I'm right here, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Whereas on the other side, like running away from a trigger can like make it magnified, if you will,
Yeah.
as it seem even more severe.
Yeah.
But if you guys can begin to think about triggers as something that you tackle together with safety and reassurance, that begins to rewire the brain of the betrayed partner to teach it that it doesn't need to react as strongly over time. These are not fast changes that will happen here, but yeah, it's going to send those signals back that, hey, it's okay now.
Yeah.
Now, I also wanted to just touch on like the most common betrayer reaction to triggers and address some of these. We've touched on them a little bit, okay? But just to really get clear on them. One is defending or minimizing. Super common thing to do. Trying to make it smaller so it's not as bad for you. Sincere doesn't work. The second most common is to like shut down or just avoid. Like if okay, this is like really big emotions my spouse is happening. If I just like stay super quiet and calm, I don't say anything to screw this up, then maybe it won't get worse. I don't want to put fuel on that fire. You're kind of trying to put the wet blanket on it. But these don't work because your spouse is now in fight or flight mode and your defensiveness or your avoidance is sending the signal that you're actually getting less safe for them and that you're actually less available for support and reassurance rather than more available. So even though your thought around why you're doing these behaviors might be quite sincere, that's why it's not working for you. And yeah, it's automatic. It's a very common response to defend, to try to make it smaller, or to try to avoid or just, dampen something. Normal response because you're overwhelmed by the intensity or the reaction that's coming out of your betrayed spouse's trigger. But what I would invite you to try doing instead is, first of all, to do the same thing we're asking betrayed partners to do, which is to calm your own body. That betrayal trigger that you see your spouse going through, that can be scary for you for sure. Breathe, calm your body, your nervous system. You may not be able to directly regulate his or hers, but you can regulate yours. So start with that. And then the second thing to do is to initiate the repair attempt. Again, AVR, start by acknowledging and validating what you can. I can see how or it makes sense that, or of course that would be triggering because naming my behavior that it related to in the past. That kind of stuff. Just tells them that you see it, you get it, it's real, the reaction makes sense. Very grounding for them. And reassuring that you're not just blind or insensitive to what they've been put through, right? But then also get to reassurance. Don't jump straight to comfort and reassurance right out of the gate. It's important that you acknowledge that you validate it first, but I definitely want to come in when the timing is right with some reassurance. Not empty promises, but just immediate presence. I'm here. I can see your fear. So I'll never do that again. I'm not that guy. Those can feel like empty promises, but saying, hey, I'm right here. I can see your fear. I'm committed to becoming a safe, trustworthy person for you. I'm committed to doing the work that I need to do so that I never make that mistake again.
And then do the work.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't just say the words and make them feel good.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of similar then to what we said it above. Like, as you guys are listening to this, like think about ways now that you can face this together. So managing these triggers as a team is actually like a trust building opportunity.
Yeah.
Which can begin to restore too. So neither one of you feels like you got 100% manage this on your own, but you can start to help each other with these together.
Yeah. Because living with triggers is exhausting, but they do fade with time, with safety, with consistent new experiences. Like you won't feel this way forever.
Yeah. And if you're drowning in triggers and you just can't seem to get your nervous system to calm down, or the things you're trying don't seem to be working for you guys, you don't have to do this alone. We can help you build a personalized plan for recovery through counseling. Please go to our site at therapivo.com, book a free 20-minute consultation. So many of our therapists specialize in this particular topic. They've niched down into it. They've worked with a lot of couples and a lot of individuals that have gone through this. And we would love to help you get your life back and to heal and to rebuild and create something new together.